are back in the condo today, and we're starting on the bathroom rebuild, the flooring, and whatever else that needs to be done to this house. And I wanted to show you the bathroom work. This is the shower stall that they're building, and this is kind of tricky. There's a lot of little pieces to it that has to be done right. Otherwise, it's not going to look right, and it's not going to last long. So first thing is trying to get the mortar mixture properly. And this is something that is, you kind of have to manually mix it and find the right balance between not being too watery or too thick. And if it's too watery, then obviously the mortar's not gonna stick well. If it's too thick, then it's gonna be hard to play with. So basically you gotta find the right balance. And because the mortar's gonna go everywhere. Now this shower stall has the do-rack already installed. Before it was just drywall. It was actually, this condo had metal studs everywhere. And so the do-rack was just screwed on. And after the do-rack went on, they pretty much did the flooring. The flooring is actually the tricky part. So this down here is all concrete. And if you remember from the previous video, we laid it down with the rubber membrane underneath. And then this one, they had to manually create wooden beams to slant it towards the middle, and then it was filled with concrete. So now it's nice and hard concrete, and eventually we'll put the tiling over this. Now we got a couple of the tiles up here, and for testing purposes, we apply a little bit at a time, not all at once, because we want to make sure it stays put. And the mortar is the proper texture so that it stays up. Now everything has to be spaced properly, lined up exactly, and even at the edges we have these metal trims. These are made out of aluminum, but you can buy them in different materials, gold, black, whatever color you want. And if you see tiles when they meet the edge, it gets a little bit sharp. So if you don't put these little metal trims on it and just leave it open with the tile, and it doesn't look as professional. So you can tell if people take a shortcut, then they kind of don't use this little metal trim. And those are the signs that the contractor is taking shortcuts. So if you want it done right, you get the metal trim around all the edges of the tile, so the end of the tile is not exposed because it's not finished. Now here we built a little niche, and basically it's a soap niche, and there was a framing here, 2x4 done, and then on top, and then over that we put the do-rack, and then now we put the tiling in the back. This part is tricky as well because you have to have it sloping down towards in the front. It has to slope down so the water will slide away from the back of the niche, otherwise you're going to get mold buildup. So little things like that you have to pay close attention to. Now you can always buy a little plastic kit that goes in here, but those don't always work out well because the width of the studs could be different. So then you're trying to buy this little plastic piece to make everything fit, but it doesn't always work out. So sometimes just custom building it is the easier route. Okay, we're now putting on the floors. These are the luxury vinyl planks, and as you can see in the bottom part, there's rubber membrane to kind of reduce the noise, and also creates a nice cushion and padding, so it feels like when you're walking on it, it gets some cushion. These are completely waterproof, so they're all plastic, so even if they get wet, you can take it off and then kind of dry it and put it back on if you wanted to. So these are locking. They end up locking to each other, so you just have to angle it properly and put it in the right place by lifting it, tilting it, and then snapping it into place. So it's pretty easy to do once you get the hang of it. Also notice that these are different sizes. So as you're putting it down, some of them are wider. Like this one is much wider. There's 3 different sizes. You got looks like a 4-inch, you got a 5-inch, and you got a 9-inch. So you have to alternate the pattern so it looks more natural.